So I will say this is part 2 of cleaning the chicken coop. We already removed one of our pens, and that will be beside this one. So first we're going to rake the coop and other scraps in this chicken run. So I use the soft rake. So we're going to put all of this debris and other manure in the wheelbarrow. That way we can put this in our compost and let it stay there for 6 months or so, or for the next year's gardening season. So I do this breaking of the manure every other day, and some of this task is done in different days or different weeks, but I will explain it later of how often I do it. So if you notice on previous videos, we have plenty of mulch and wood chips on this side, so that when it rots, it also adds nutrients, or it kind of neutralizes the dirt. So next we're going to remove the yellow sticky strap. I use this to trap some other non-beneficial insects like fly, so that also lessens the fly in the chicken run and everywhere in our yard. So this is done like every month. So I just randomly put this yellow sticky trap everywhere in the chicken run and even in my garden. You can buy that in Amazon. And next is the powder lime. I put the lime every 2 to 3 weeks depending on the weather. This is to neutralize the odor of the soil, because as we know, the whole chicken run, they will just be covered with manure and all that other dungs of the chicken and the duck. So that also lessens the odor and fly. So you can just buy that in your farm supply store, or you can also include this in your water and spray the whole chicken run with water and dissolved lime powder. So we had been raising chickens in our backyard for about 4 years, and every now and then I learned some ways to prevent the odor and most of all the fly, because this also invites snakes in your yard because I guess of the odor. And we just had this for our consumption, and on ag subjects of my son, they have a contest for raising chickens, so he was so encouraged to do this, but I ended up doing all the chores of the chickens since he already finished his ag subjects. So next, I normally put some mosquito bits on our pond. That pond is used by our ducks to swim, and I also use diatomaceous earth, the food grade, on our chicken feed. So I just mix that every now and then on our chicken feeds. It's a natural way to deworm and kill some parasites on the chicken. So I also put that everywhere inside their nesting house. That way, if they have fly that are starting to lay eggs, it will be killed. And I use also some herbs like citronella, lemongrass, mint. You can also use some basil or rosemary and cut it into small pieces, and you can mix that in your chicken's nesting box. That way it will lessen also the mosquitoes and fly inside their pen or their nesting box. So before I put those herbs in their nesting box, I'm going to collect the chicken and duck eggs. So those brown eggs are my chicken's eggs. They are like 18 right now, and I have 8 more Easter egger chickens that will probably be starting to lay eggs next month. So I just remove all that pine shavings that has some chicken manure or that's already dirty, and I change it with new pine shavings, and then I mix the cut herbs on that nesting box. By the way, the herbs are also healing on our chickens. It feels them relax in that area. I've had an experiment on that last year that I put 2 of those nesting box with the herbs, and they lay more eggs on that nesting box where I have herbs. So my chicken run has 2 sunshades, and they can also hide on the shade under my vegetable trellis. So we have self-watering cans, the DIY that I also refill every now and then, and the excess vegetables that I have in the garden or overgrown or overripe are also fed to my chickens. I just cut them into small pieces, and when the summer is like 90 Fahrenheit above, I put some electric fan on our chicken run. That way they will not be too dehydrated, and it is not too hot for them even though they have shade to hide. It helps circulate the air in their chicken run. So those are some of my hens. So I have 6 rooster. So my chickens also get some mealyworms as part of their treat. So we just give them every now and then, but most of all we just give them some grass clippings and leaves or vegetables as part of their treat, because they cannot run freely right now in the yard because they're going to scratch my vegetable. So after frost, they're going to be free to run in our yard until the late spring or when I'm going to prepare my vegetable garden. By the way, I haven't experienced any snake in my chicken run. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you get some tips and some tricks in raising your chickens, even though it is just in the backyard. Bye. Thank you all for watching.